Hey everyone. How are you guys doing? I'm gonna try to turn this a little bit. What's up? I don't know. I was just kind of bored. And I figured I would just come on here, not too long, because there's some stuff I want to do, but I just want to check in, maybe answer a few questions that anyone may have, possibly about babysitter. I'm not sure. Really depends on you guys. Oh my god! John from the Babysitter movie just commented on my live video, and so did Boom Boom. Hey guys, I'm such a huge fan of your work. That's not sarcastic. I think it just came off that way. Like most things I do. Is there a third? Honestly, I'm not sure. I remember when we were on set filming, McGee said that he had an idea, the director McGee. There's an idea for the third, but it's really just dependent on everyone's reaction and, I don't know, feeling out the space. I hate how the light keeps going in and out like that. I don't know if you saw like the door like that. No. Can I ask about the series You? Yeah, ask about whatever you want. Alright, should I click this questions tab? Is that what I'm supposed to do? What do you miss about filming The Babysitter? I think the night shoots. I mean, that can happen anywhere, and even last week I was doing a few night shoots, but I don't know. It was just, also, it was a really great group of people. I had a lot of fun. And it was nice working with some people my age, but also, I mean, like, nobody took themselves too seriously on that set. You know, we all were just trying to have a good time. We had a lot of fun because we're making a fun movie. I don't know, just something about it. And then just the energy and the people, really. Oh, that's not my style in real. I mean, it can be. I would like it to be. No, that's for another project that I just wrapped on Friday called Fallout. It's an indie movie, but yeah, no, I've never had a more comfortable wardrobe in my life. I only wore basketball shorts and super baggy t-shirts, and it was great. What? Overly bloody? Never that. Never that. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say something and then I forgot, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna go on. No, never. Hold on. Someone just wrote a storyline. I can't read it all. There should be a Babysitter 3 where you have kids and you get a babysitter to watch over your kids. That would have to be years and years in advance. At that point, I don't even know. I mean, if you guys wanted a third soon and that was the plot line, then I probably wouldn't. I would have to be some sort of flashback. You know, a lot of people are asking if it was a fun film. I've never had more fun on a set. It was an incredibly fun set. What's something I liked most about filming You? When you're a younger actor, you tend to work in adult settings, adult environments. You know, you'll play somebody's kid, or I don't know, You was kind of a rare experience where I wasn't somebody's daughter or some sort of flashback situation, Jane the Virgin, which I love. No, but I never felt like I was treated like a kid or less than. All of my ideas mattered and were heard. It was very much a collaborative experience rather than stand here, do this, do that, and whatever. Which, I mean, is completely fine too. It's a job. You're there to work. But when you're allowed more space, or you're allowed to explore more of a creative space. It's always nice. You know, I mean, Jane the Virgin, I started when I was maybe 12. So I hadn't been in the industry long. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I don't know that I have a celebrity crush. What was my favorite scene in The Babysitter? Are You? I don't know. And You? What was a nice one? What did I do in You? It's been a while. It's been over a year since we shot that. My favorite scene in You would probably be... Oh, I wasn't really in this episode too much, but episode 208, I remember reading the script for that and just thinking it was the funniest thing ever. Because if you haven't seen it already, I feel like, whatever, the acid is involved. So in terms of lens and visual, you kind of look like you're on a trip a little bit. But I just thought James was so funny in that scene. James plays 40. And spoiler alert, there's a scene where James gets his feelings hurt and jumps out of the window of the second story of a hotel. And when we were shooting that, we weren't expecting James to fall out of the window the way he did. And Penn and I busted out laughing. And it's a super serious situation. You know, he's trying to do serious harm to himself. And Penn and I were dying laughing for minutes. And it got to a point where they're like, all right, guys, be quiet, settle down, calm down, like we need a serious reaction from you guys. But I don't know, there was something about that moment that just, I don't know that I've ever laughed so hard. And then Babysitter, I really liked the Max sequence. You know, it starts off with Bella's, Allison's death, and then it leads into Max chasing us with the axe, and then the boat. By the way, shooting that boat stuff was absolute hell, but it was so much fun. But it also was freezing. We were in the middle of this lake at 3 a.m. in November or October. And I'm wearing like this thin long sleeve. At that point, Phoebe's jacket was off. And we're going on this boat. That part's like, I don't know how Robbie did it. I can't even complain because the man was shirtless. No, but I like the way that one turned out. I think it's really cool. Also, it's a nice reference to the first film when Cole gets Allison's brain splattered all over his face, and then the same thing happens with Max. I don't know, yeah, so. Yes, I did drive this jet ski. And I wish I should have taken photos or some sort of proof. I mean, I'm sure they exist. There was photographers on set and things. But, yeah, no, that was my first time on a jet ski. I don't know that I've ever even been around jet skis. But that was pretty cool. It's not that difficult. You know, and the stunt coordinators were pretty lax with me and kind of knew that I had picked everything up really quickly. So I got to ride around on that. So there's that part where Phoebe, you know, she's walking to the dock after she's like, oh, and I'll be sure to tell you Large Marge sent me. She makes the walk and then jumps straight on the jet ski. That is me. There's no transition, which, I mean, you can tell it's a single shot. That was Steadicam. But, what else? Did anyone else? And then there's that part where Judah or Cole comes down on the slide and hops. We did do that, but we only did it once. Yeah. That was me though. So I only really got to do that the first week, 2 weeks of filming, and then you never see the jet ski again because It blows up. What was my favorite hairstyle in Babysitter? I hate wearing my hair up. Or severely dislike wearing my hair up. I can. It's not a problem. But I don't know. I just find comfort in my hair being down. So I'm going to say like... Oh, I guess it's not the last look because I ended in the ponytail, huh? With the face paint. Right before that. When, I guess the pigtails, what I'm wearing the majority of the scene where the buns fall out and the hair is down. I guess that was probably my favorite. It's also the one that I spent the most time in, so I don't know if I just got very familiar, accustomed to seeing Phoebe in that get up. Not quite sure. But I would say that. Oh, the first day that I was shooting, I had to do the classroom scene, you know, where, oh no, Principal Highbridge, my period. I'm 9 days late. And wearing that, I was so nervous going into the shoot because, you know, the rest of the cast, they were familiar with each other because they had worked on the first one. Sure, it was however many years ago, but I had no connection to these people whatsoever. And then I had to go out there with my hair in these buns, which again, me being weird about my hair being up, and then I had to go and I had to scream in their faces, and I was like, this is such a strange introduction, but it was alright, and we moved on, and everything was great. That wasn't even the question. I ran off. Something made me laugh. Can you explain the ending? What ending? Are you talking about Babysitter? I did actually scream that loud in that scene. So the night before I shot that scene, I pulled over before I got home, like at this park. I haven't really been asked to scream like that before, so I didn't know if I was capable. So I was like, let's pause. I told myself, hey, I'm just gonna park right here, maybe practice a scream or two just to, you know, ensure that I have this scream down and I'm capable of doing so. So I went and I screamed at the top of my lungs in the middle of this park, and I see in my review mirror this like family with like 3 toddlers, and they all just stopped and they looked at my car because they were thinking with kind of like a what the hell is going on face. There was genuine concern and I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of waved at them, and they kind of like grabbed their kid's hand and kept walking. But yeah, no, I did. I also practically blew one of the cameraman's ears out because they were shooting someone's coverage, either Emily's or Judah's, and they wanted me to scream just for reference, even though it wasn't on me. And the cameraman, after we cut, was like, ah. I was like, I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to. We shot Babysitter and really quickly, and I'm trying to think. A little over a month and a half, close to 2. I do not know the answer to this question. I'm sorry. The fight scene against Melanie is probably one of my favorite scenes from the film, just because I love the way it turned out. I just think it's hilarious. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film much of that. It was our last day of shooting, and we were scrambling, trying to make sure we could get everything. And they had 2 sets going on, so one camera was over here and one camera was on this other set. One camera was the fight, and then the other set was, I think we were finishing up the ritual, whatever, satanic ritual situation. So anytime they weren't on my coverage or they couldn't see me in a shot there, I had to run over and shoot, you know, the close-ups for the fight scene. But a lot of that was a double. And matter of fact, me and Emily never saw each other once when we were shooting that. So even that part where, like, she tosses the knife and I tell her, oh, what do I say? Something about how the knife toss isn't her specialty or something. That wasn't with Melanie. That wasn't, whatever, Melanie, Emily. That wasn't with her. So we didn't get to shoot any of those scenes together, which I thought would have been fun, but we saw each other for rehearsals when they were choreographing that. Can you explain the ending of You? Honestly, like, I don't even know what's going on. When we were shooting that, I had no idea what was going on. They didn't tell me anything, so everything was a surprise. I truly don't know what the writers were thinking when he looks at the neighbor. I lost. I'll probably just answer him. A lot of these are the same. Yes, I am. I'm Mexican and Puerto Rican. I'm gonna take that off because I'm pretty much done with that tab. Alright. I just wanted to answer a few questions, be interactive. Unless there's anything else anybody is interested in knowing or asking, I'll probably head off to get back to what I was doing. Looks like we're all good. Yeah, that was just repeating questions. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'll try to see if you guys want more BTS or anything from shooting. Let me know, because I think I might have. I don't know. We'll see, because I remember I posted a ton of stuff for you. I'll look for stuff if you're interested. But have a great rest of your week. Thank you for all of the support you've shown Babysitter Killer Queen. If you haven't seen it already, don't know what you're doing. It's a really fun time, in my opinion.